Hi, I'm Tommy Lavin with the Nightly News, and today I'm going to be interviewing some cast members of the 12 Angry Jurors.
I'm Duval. I play number 3.
And I'm Hale, and I play Juror number 8.
So what sparked your interest into theater?
For me, it was always, you see those people on stage and they look so cool and they're so confident, and I just wanted to be up there with them. That'd be fun.
So how have you prepared for this production?
Well, I think the cast collectively, probably nearly 60 days of work put into this. And I mean, this production is different than a lot of other ones that have been done in the past, both at Holy Name and at St. Peter Marian. In the sense that this production, you're on stage the whole time. You're not able to go off, take a look at your script, decompress for a moment, and then go back on stage. You're on the spot the whole time. And that's also essential to the story too, because this whole production is about following along and understanding what happens to, eventually get the jury to either convict or acquit the accused boy. So yeah.
And how do you feel walking out on stage?
It's exciting. There's this energy throughout the whole cast that is just so breathtaking. Everyone's excited to be there. You know it's going to be good because we've worked so hard for it. And I think that just makes the show all that much better.
Yeah, and to add to that, I mean, the first night, of course, there's always some nerves, especially among, we love when we have new members who it's their first time doing a production and they go out and they're ready to do an amazing job. Just squashing those nerves the first night and moving on is probably one of the most liberating feelings, because the remaining 2 performances, you're just ready to perform and ready to have a good time. So
what would you say the mood is for this play?
It's definitely not a comedy. I mean, in these past 2 performances, there were some parts that, of course, the audience finds funny, and of course, they should. But at the end of the day, this play takes on some pretty heavy subjects, including, but not limited to, injustice, racism, prejudice in general. I mean, right off the bat, you have a vote 11-1 to send the kid off to die without even knowing anything about him. So I just think that this play, while some parts might be comedic, I think that in general it's a very serious play.
Yeah, this definitely isn't a comedy.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But at the same time, it is very entertaining. There's nothing boring about it. It's a very high action play.
How does this serious tone compare to performing in other plays such as comedies?
I mean, I perform both. I perform Midsummer Night's Dream, which is considered a comedy, and it's definitely a lot different. I feel like performing a serious show like this is so much more fun than performing a comedy, because it is just so nice to get into a character and really just get your motivations and everything else. It's like liberating. It's amazing.
Yeah, and before we go out on stage, Mr. Valandra usually gives a talk to the audience, and one thing he said was, by this point, many of these actors have become their characters, and for that reason, there are some of them that you just will not like. And that's the point. You really should, if you're paying attention, there's probably 3 or 4 people you should despise by the end. Yeah. Exhibit A. Yeah. But that's the whole point. The story is, very essential to this production. So that's really distinguishing of compared to other plays.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Big thanks to all our cast.
Of course.
They worked so hard. I know some of them, it was their first show. And this is the most talented group I've ever worked with. They're amazing to work with. And of course, our director, Mr. Valandri, as well as Mrs. Valandri, she helped direct. Our stage, our crew.
Sebastian behind the camera.
Behind the camera. We got Sandra, Tess. Really just a big thank you to everyone.
Emily, too.
Emily, yep.
Our assistant stage manager. So there's a lot of work that went into this production that no one really, you're not supposed to notice. And I suspect that's a good thing. So stage people, it's a very important job. That's where I started. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. No problem.